You've worked hard to earn and save. Now it's time to make your money work hard for you. This is Empower Your Retirement with Frank and Frankie Guida of A Better Way Financial.
Social Security benefits are, maybe not the biggest question, but one of the biggest questions that people have about figuring out their retirement plan. And Frankie, we're going to unpack more of the details, how to get the most out of the Social Security system. I mean, we've been paying into it for years and years and decades. We might as well get as much as we can, right?
They got the most out of us,
That's
so
right.
we might as well get the most back out of them.
Come on. This is Frankie Guida, certified financial planner, president of A Better Way Financial. I'm Heather Branch, here to ask Frankie some questions about some of the things that he wants to help you get more clarification on regarding your retirement plans. So today we're going to talk about spousal Social Security benefits, particularly highlighting divorced spousal Social Security benefits and the frequently asked questions in this space. We actually did post another video about common questions people have just around Social Security spousal benefits as a whole. We're going to narrow in today about divorced spousal Social Security benefits. If you want to see that previous video, just click on the links we got posted here and we'll take you to that full video. Okay, some frequently asked questions. We're going to go through 5 frequently asked questions, Frankie, and you respond. And we always say also, don't take blanket advice. So again, we encourage you to reach out and connect to the team at A Better Way Financial. Just go to our website. Got links posted in the show notes, or the website's abetterwayfinancial.com. But 5 frequently asked questions. Question number 1, can you really collect Social Security from an ex-spouse?
I know. People are like, is that really possible?
Right.
I can get it from my ex-spouse? That's something that's possible? And it's like, yeah, in some cases you can. However, there are some qualifications that need to be had, but it absolutely is possible in some cases.
Okay, so that brings us to question number 2 then. You just said it. It's possible. But what are the requirements to qualify to claim benefits on your ex-wife or husband?
So there's a few things that need to be met. The first one is you need to be married at least 10 years. If you're only married for a few years, you're not going to be able to collect off
To the ex-spouse. You need to have been married to that ex for at least 10 years.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. If you're only married for a year or 2, they're not going to let you collect off of that spouse. So it needs to be at least 10 years that you guys were married. And there's other things, too. You have to be at least age 62, which makes sense because you can't file your own Social Security until age 62 as well. And so you need to have at least 10 years together. You need to be at least 62 years old. And you need to be currently unmarried because if you do marry, then you can now collect based off of your new spouse. So they don't let you collect off of the new spouse and the old spouse, only the new spouse after that point. So if you're remaining unmarried, then it's an opportunity.
I'm crowbarring in here. This is a random question. What if you were married and then got divorced and then remarried and then got divorced again?
That's a great question. I'd have to look into that. But
Okay.
that's a little bit beyond the scope of this call here.
And that's a very specific group of people. Most don't have that circumstance, but something to maybe we'll revisit that in another YouTube video. Okay.
Yeah, we'll have to revisit that in another video because
Okay.
that's a great question. Is can I still go back to the first ones or do I no longer have eligibility for the first one once I get married a second time? If I had to guess, I'd say it's most likely that you can't qualify based off of the first one once you get married again.
Okay.
But
all right.
I'll be able to look into that.
We'll look into that. Well, maybe we can find a way to put it in the show notes. Okay, so you were saying as long you're married at least 10 years, age 62 or older, you're currently unmarried, and the
last one is that you need to have a higher benefit based off of their Social Security than you would based off of your own. Because if your own is higher, then it wouldn't make any sense to collect off of theirs and get a lesser amount.
Got it. Okay. Question number 3. Does claiming on an ex affect their benefits or the benefits of their current spouse?
Well, fortunately or unfortunately, there's no negative benefit to the ex-spouse. So it does not affect them. In fact, they usually won't even know about it when you turn on the Social Security based off of them. Mm-hmm. So it's something that if it works out for you, great, but it's not to their detriment, which is usually a good thing.
Yeah.
So that's the way that works there. Your ex's benefit does not change, so it's not like they're going to get more or less because you are collecting based off of their amount. And multiple ex-spouses can claim off of the same record. So if you were with someone for 10 years and then they were with somebody else for 10 years and both times you got divorced, you would be able to both collect off of that same record. without having any negative implications to that person's record as well for Social Security.
That's interesting because, as I was saying before, what if you were divorced and remarried? How does that work in reverse? But in this case, if the person that's being claimed off of had multiple ex-spouses, each of those ex-spouses could claim. Again, if they meet the qualifications we previously mentioned. There's a lot of layers here. Okay. All right. Question number 4. What if your ex has not yet filed for Social Security themselves?
Now, this is a really good question because when you're married, you cannot file based off of your spouse unless they already have their Social Security turned on. But when you're divorced, you may be eligible to turn on the spouse's Social Security even if they do not already have their Social Security turned on. So it's actually better in this case, but there are some circumstances that need to be met. One is you need to be divorced at least for 2 years. Okay. And the second one is that you need to make sure that you have as well attained that at least the age of 62. Again, you can't turn it on before age 62 just because it's Social Security. That's kind of the way that it's designed. For the retirement benefit, you have to wait at least until age 62.
All right. Okay. And question number 5, what happens if your ex passes away?
So this is where things can really change. Is if the ex passes away, you might be eligible for a survivor benefit in lieu of the traditional retirement benefit. So the survivor benefit is up to 100% of their full amount, whereas the retirement benefit is only up to right around half of that amount. So there are different things that you want to look into. It's important to see, does it make sense to have something in place to know that information, to make sure that to have an idea of what their Social Security benefit is as you're doing that planning and as you're figuring out when is the right time for me to turn on my Social Security versus a potential ex-spouse's Social Security as well.
All right. So recapping some of the keynotes, key takeaways here, Frankie.
Yeah, you might be eligible for benefits even if you're not currently married based off of a previous spouse. However, keep in mind that if you do remarry, that opportunity no longer exists. Then it goes to your current be-wedded spouse or husband at that point, wife or husband, I suppose. And so that's one of the things. The other thing is the 10-year rule is critical. If you're not married 10 years, well, this isn't going to apply to you. So you want to make sure that you're at least married 10 years if you're thinking about taking based off of an ex-spouse, that you're not remarried, and that survivor benefits can actually be significantly higher than the normal retirement benefits. So if that ex-spouse had passed away, you'll want to look into seeing, well, can I get that higher benefit, and coordinating that with your own Social Security benefit as well. Because if your own Social Security benefit is higher, you're not going to be able to get both the retirement benefit and your own. So it's going to be the higher of the two. So these are the key things that you want to think about as you're considering, what should I do with Social Security if I have a previous spouse? What options do I have? Again, like you said earlier, this isn't blanket advice. This is just some common knowledge, some things to learn about. Yeah. But if you want to learn about how to make this work for you, then feel free to click on the link in the show notes or go to our website, abetterwayfinancial.com, where we're going to be able to discuss what options you have for your Social Security.
Thanks for listening to Empower Your Retirement with Frank and Frankie Guida. To learn more, visit abetterwayfinancial.com.
By contacting us, we'll review aspects of your retirement portfolio to include suggestions about how best to utilize estate, tax, and retirement planning strategies and other financial services, or if changing management styles is appropriate for your specific needs and objectives. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendations to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate, and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. A Better Way Financial is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Any client experiences discussed during this show are unique to that client, and they are not meant to imply or suggest you will experience the same results. Advisory services offered through A Better Way Financial. Insurance offered through licensed professionals at A Better Way Financial. Pennsylvania Insurance License number 301779.